It's a new look for the Allianz Arena and a first game in charge at home for the new coach of Bayern, Niko Kovac. The 46-year-old worked wonders by taking silverware to Eintracht Frankfurt. Now he must maintain the success here in Munich. Tonight's opponents for the Telecom Sport Trophy are Manchester United. They're a little ahead in terms of their preparation for the new season. It's just 5 days away now. They'll be walking out on the field for their season opener against Leicester City. It's probably fair to say that neither camp is too ebullient after their pre-season so far. There hasn't been much in terms of transfer activity in. Many questions do remain about both clubs ahead of the new campaign. Tonight, though, should give us some answers, and two very strong lineups as well from the two managers. You can see by the players on show just how strong the teams are. Manchester United captained by Alexis Sanchez tonight, and all the big guns are back for Bayern after the World Cup, with the exception of Corentin Tolisso. The Frenchman still has some extra time off. Well, there is only one new arrival so far for Bayern. Leon Goretzka is on the bench tonight. The likes of Manuel Neuer, of course, who had so many injury problems last year, is now fit to start the season. And Serge Gnabry, of course, who returned from that loan spell at Hoffenheim last season, is given an opportunity to earn his place in this Bayern side. Well, familiar foes, of course. Sanchez and Neuer have gone head-to-head many times in the colours of Arsenal and Bayern. Now, of course, Sanchez in the colours of Manchester United. But Hartmann, who is senior Bundesliga official in charge of the game tonight. This is the Manchester United side as well, named by Jose Mourinho, who has been somewhat spiky in the past couple of weeks. He has been very happy this week by the return of many of his World Cup players, but he is still without the likes of Antonio Valencia and Nemanja Matic. But Fredja, the new signing from Shakhtar Donetsk, does start in midfield alongside the revelation of their pre-season so far, Andreas Pereira. Victor Lindelof starts his first game of pre-season as well after returning from World Cup duty, along with a certain Marcus Rashford. Well, the new place, of course, only opened in 2005, and it has had a facelift ahead of this season. A new lick of paint, a new design for the Allianz Arena, new safety procedures and techniques brought in as well. It looks a little different, but of course it is still the same vibrant atmosphere. One of the outstanding stadiums of world football, and two of the outstanding clubs of world football as well. It's Rashford, who was one of the England players who came out of that World Cup in Russia with his reputation enhanced. A few, of course, of the Germans in this Bayern side had their reputations tarnished by events over in Russia. Well, there is something about this Bayern side that always leads to trepidation when playing against them. There's Mats Hummels, who was very vocal in his disappointment about what happened over in the World Cup. And Manuel Neuer, of course, who had to fight to be fit just to get to Russia. Start for him tonight. Sven Ulrich did play the game against Manchester City last week and didn't have the best of nights. Arjen Robben still here, as is Ribery. They've been ploughing those flanks for years. It's a loose ball by the Frenchman, picked up by Fredja. This is Alexis Sanchez. It's a lovely little scoop out towards Mata here. Mata's cross is looking for Rashford, and dealt with between them by Hummels and Javi Martinez. Kimmich. It is a daunting task, of course, for the new coach of Bayern in Niko Kovac, the player here at the turn of the century, to maintain the work done by the likes of Jupp Heynckes and Pep Guardiola. The demand is such that they must win everything. The ball just running away from Ribery, strong defending from Eric Bailly. Talking of people who didn't have the best of World Cups, David De Gea went into the tournament as the outstanding goalkeeper on show and had a bit of a torrid time. Here's Thiago. Alaba. Thiago again. Now Robin. Steps it away from Shaw. Kimmich with the cross. And De Gea will gather at the near post. And the new man at the helm. And fair to say that he worked absolute wonders with Eintracht Frankfurt, taking them, of course, to the cup final the season before last, when he was beaten by Borussia Dortmund, and then, of course, beating Bayern in the final last year. And now, of course, his first competitive game in charge of Bayern is next weekend, the Super Cup final in Germany against his former team. Here's Müller. Javi Martinez back towards Thomas Müller. Ribery towards Gnabry, but he was unable to take the ball in. He has started as the central striker for Bayern tonight. Seen him operate wide and also as a number 10 in previous seasons. Robert Lewandowski is on the bench for Bayern tonight. Well, his press conferences have perhaps been a little livelier than his games in pre-season. He has been spiky as the Manchester United manager. It's a foul by Thiago. We talk about the acquisitions of these clubs, of course. We talked about Goretzka. Manchester United, who have been very strongly linked today with the England central defender Harry Maguire from Leicester City. Of course, they have 5 days ahead of the new season, but they have brought in the young Portuguese defender Diego Dalot alongside Freja. He's arrived for a big fee from Shakhtar Donetsk. Herrera's just got away with one there as he was challenged by Ribery, who felt that the challenge was not worthy enough as a foul, but the referee thought otherwise. Forward by Shaw to Sanchez. The switch is for Darmian. Darmian's cross away by Alaba. Not the best clearance away, but Bayern do manage to clear their lines. And it's off for Gnabry again. And Bailly just sorts his feet out and his legs and manages to deal with the ball. And Darmian's already back at his business end of the field. Many expected Darmian to have gone by now. There's been lots of talk about his future over the past few weeks and a potential return to Italy. He was strongly linked with a move to Napoli. That's nice. This is Kimmich. Pull back for Gnabry. Thiago is there, and De Gea has to save from his international teammate, and save well, because it came through a cluster of players from Thiago. Ribery. Gnabry just couldn't quite get his head up. Robin will keep Bayern on the front foot here. Forward by Sula. Groundsman won't be thanking Thomas Müller there. That was a crunching thump into the ground. This is the save from the goalkeeper. You just see there, just had to be aware as Bayern threw himself in front of it of a possible deflection, but was able to keep it out. What you would say is that it looked a save that he should be making, and fairly regulation save. It was a good height, it was pretty close to him as well. Kimmich, Javi Martinez, forward by Kimmich again. He's looking for Alaba, who'd made a forward run. He'll run away from Gnabry. Well, there's a couple of fellas who will be fighting it out for the main striker's role, of course. Robert Lewandowski in all those goals. And the man brought in, of course, at the back end of last season to help get them over the line, Sandro. Darmian back towards De Gea. Thiago goes back to his goalkeeper, who immediately returns the favour. Hummels. Good start by the home side. Manchester United's pre-season has been spent with nearly 3 weeks in the United States, where they played a couple of MLS sides, and of course in the ICC as well, where they beat Milan on penalties, a penalty shootout that seemed to want to last all night. Then followed a really heavy defeat by Liverpool before they picked up a morale-boosting win over Real Madrid in Miami. Jose Mourinho said that the trip was beneficial. Alexis Sanchez saw plenty of game time out there. And a lot of the young players in the Manchester United squad also tasted some action as well. And Bayern were out there too. They were in Philadelphia and Miami. Beaten by Manchester City in their final game before they returned home after being 2-0 up as well. Beaten by Juventus as well. Well, Kimmich is back on his feet here. And he did pick up that victory over Paris Saint-Germain in their opening game. And lots of travelling, lots of hard work behind the scenes as well. We've started this game pretty hot tonight. And De Gea has certainly been the busier of the two goalkeepers. Rashford did look potentially offside there, and will keep the ball in play. Cross was cleared by Kimmich, and then the second occasion as well. Fred, Sanchez, Shaw on the outside. More out than in last season, Luke Shaw. Publicly picked out by his manager on a number of occasions as well. I feel he has a point to prove this season. That's Pereira on towards Darmian. Herrera. Really good challenge by Javi Martinez. Two former Bilbao players there. Thiago. It's cleared by Lindelof. Sanchez didn't really have anywhere to go, and Joshua Kimmich took the ball off him relatively easily and turned round and gifted it back to Manchester United after working hard to win it in the first place. Damian. This is Pereira. Again, it's 4 years since Andreas Pereira made his debut for Manchester United. Well, he looks ready to make his first Premier League start for the club this Friday. Certainly has been the one that has caught the eye in pre-season for them. While they were in the United States, and scored a stunning free kick against Liverpool. He's had those 2 loans in Spain. He really impressed everyone at Valencia during his time there. Damian. Rashford just looking to work something for Manchester United. He's a little unlucky there as he tussled with Hummels. The ricochet came off the England man. Could have broken a little kinder there for Marcus Rashford. Javi Martinez. Kimmich towards the Spaniard. Hummels. Ribery. Been pretty solid defensively so far, Manchester United, and a tough nut to crack, as you'd expect. And resilience is their watchword. Ribery. Robin. Hummels. Just looking for that run of Thomas Müller. Comfortable for De Gea. Which was made of Manchester United's lack of goals compared to Manchester City's last season. 106 for the Premier League champions, and Manchester United, who of course finished 19 points behind them in second place, scored 68, only 6 less than third place Tottenham. Liverpool, of course, who are free scoring, scored 84. Chelsea, who finished 5th, scored less than Manchester United. Lots of criticism over the way they played in England. There's many who feel they are doing things the right way. And quite a lot who feel the other way as well. Not to buy you away. Alaba goes for the return. Bailly will see the ball out of play. Alaba feels there was a touch off Manchester United's shirt. Hopeful from the Austrian. Manchester United will be hoping that Eric Bailly has a year where he can remain fit and stay involved. Since joining from Villarreal, he has missed a lot of football. He's still only 24. And he could be the heartbeat of that Manchester United defence for years to come. This is Gnabry trying to run away from Lindelof, who does well to see him off. De Gea didn't do Shaw many favours with that pass. Freja. Wasn't a good ball by the Brazilian, but gets away with it. Here he is again. And Bayern win it back with a high press. And the strike which De Gea has to get across and low down to make the save from Gnabry. Caught it well. And De Gea saw it well. And he makes saves that look pretty comfortable. Pereira under pressure, but calm under pressure from Thiago. Rashford happy to run the channels as always. And Hummels snuck the throw-in off him again. Just that little touch off the youngster. He's 20 now, Marcus Rashford, of course, after exploding onto the scene a couple of years ago. Pereira for Lindelof. Bailly. The best ball by the Ivorian. Sulla will run away from Muller. I think it was pointed out by Jose Mourinho on the tour was obviously the lack of his main stars in his team. As they said after they were beaten by Liverpool 4-1 that you wouldn't have paid money to watch that game. Those who were following Liverpool in the big house in Michigan, in Ann Arbor, felt otherwise. Attendance of just over 100,000 people for that game. Sulla. Alaba. Ribery takes over. Foul is by Alaba under Herrera. He's into the final year of his contract now at Old Trafford, is under Herrera. It'll be interesting to see when Manchester United do sit down with the and start to talk about a new deal. He has said that he feels he has to earn it over the next few months rather than automatically receive one. Has become an important player for the various Manchester United managers in recent seasons. Lindelof. Hopeful ball, really, looking for Rashford, which was comfortably dealt with by the Bayern defence. Robben did show quite a bit of that to Luke Shaw, but comes away with the ball. And Shaw's playing catch-up here. Kimmich. Well, that's well dealt with at the near post by Lindelof. Had to be aware of his bearings there. Well, Bayern getting on with it already. Past the midway point of the first half. We'll get a chance to deliver again. Joshua Kimmich was less than impressed with the movement in the middle. Fully established himself as the long-term replacement for Philipp Lahm now, as many expected he would. To fight for the shirt with Rafinha for much of last season. Won't come to Javi Martinez, it was away by Herrera. And the follow-up shot from Arjen Robben will go down as not his best. Will remember the goal that he did score against Manchester United at Old Trafford. One of the great UEFA Champions League goals back in 2010. Thiago. Here is Robben. It might break towards Muller, but De Gea was very sharp, getting off his line. And immediately wants to get Manchester United going at the other end of the field. Neuer sharp as well in terms of his dealing with danger. Forward for Muller. It's never been the quickest, and Lindelof was able to deal with it. Coming together between the two results in that free kick for Manchester United. Tangle of legs. It's been a summer where his future hasn't really been called into question like normal. We go through every single transfer window with speculation about De Gea's future. Not this year. There's the talk of Real Madrid, and really has been with Thibaut Courtois of Chelsea this summer. Mata can't keep it. Thiago, Hummels. Kimmich just wandered into central midfield there and was clattered into by Freja. Play goes on. Sula. Ribery. Mata picked his pocket. Beautiful ball by Thiago. Oliver's cross was charged down. Another chance for Bayern from the corner. Well, they've done most of the pushing. They've had the territorial advantage as well so far. of the home side. We haven't managed to find a way through to De Gea. Thiago's corner. Just came off a Manchester United head of Pereira. Afraid you didn't want to return the ball to Robben. There is the Dutchman. Away by Darmian. Robben, who lunged into the challenge, possibly should have been a free kick. The referee says play on. Gnabry. Muller towards Robben. Well, the home fans here weren't sure that they'd see him this season. He ended the last campaign with his contract coming to an end. He signed a new one-year deal. As the summer began, though. 34 now, Arjen Robben. Along with Ribery, who's 35 on the other flank. And you wonder how much longer those two can keep going for Bayern. I don't think that's a unique way of the manager sending messages out onto the field via paper planes. Alaba. Lovely first touch. Thiago. Gnabry. It breaks towards Ribery, whose shot was charged down by Pereira. Hummels. Sulla. Kimmich had made the forward run, but just got ahead of play and was trying to get himself back onside frantically. Flag still went up against him. Just there, he knew he was offside, tried to get himself back into position, but the ball came too early. Half an hour in. Manchester United have been mainly on the back foot so far. Has been impressive from Bayern so far. As we say, we're still a few weeks away from the start of the Bundesliga season. Next weekend, of course, is the Super Cup, and after that, of course, they play their first cup game. And then after that, of course, is the start of the Bundesliga season when they take on Hoffenheim. That's where Joshua Kimmich just got a little bang in the face. Alexis Sanchez and Jose Mourinho deep in conversation. Probably about the fact that he can't get on the ball at all at the moment. Michael Carrick, you see there, just on the right of the picture. He's now very much a part of the coaching staff with the first team of Manchester United, along with Kieran McKenna, who has been promoted from the club's youth ranks. And of course, all change at Bayern with a new senior man at the helm. Many wondered how he'd do. He was quite direct with Eintracht Frankfurt. Ribery is showing no adverse reaction to that nasty cut that he got on his head the other day. You can just see it plastered up there. He came off worse in an argument with the goalpost a couple of days ago. And left him severely bloodied. Players taking on a little hydration. It's a warm night in Munich. And players of Bayern were saying it has felt this week with them working at their training camp in Bavaria, in Tegernsee. It's almost felt like they've been training in the south of Spain or somewhere like that. And Thomas Muller said the first thing the players have been putting on every morning is sunscreen. Temperature even now. Approaching 9 o'clock on Sunday night is still just shy of 30 degrees. Robben for Muller. Shaw won the ball and won it cleanly. Lindelof with the clearance away. Hummels. Robben. Gnabry comes out to offer himself. Robben will ignore him and find Mats Hummels. Away by Darmian. In lots of possession and pressure from Bayern. I'd probably say, with the exception of the shot by Thiago, they haven't really looked like scoring. There's the shot from Gnabry. Hummels. It's just a little overhit, just maybe a little too intricate. Maybe just a little over elaborate as well from Bayern there. Super take by Kimmich, who was caught by Shaw, who had gambled and came lunging into Joshua Kimmich, who was none too impressed with the challenge. Kimmich again. Jerome Boateng goes to do some warming up. Alaba. Javi Martinez. Muller. Robert Lewandowski getting his usual warm reception as Robben tries to unlock the Manchester United door, and Gnabry is there. It might still come for Robben. It won't come for Ribery. It will come for Javi Martinez, but it was never really there to hit. Just a case of too many cooks there, really. And didn't find the right ingredients. as has been the case for this first half, really, for Bayern. They've looked very pleasing on the eye. Darmian forward for Fred. Couldn't find Mata with a pass. And Muller gave it away, but Bayern working so hard to try and win it back. Short. Alexis Sanchez. Again coming deep. They were heavily criticised for only having one attempt against Liverpool in their game in Michigan a week and a half ago, Manchester United. That was the free kick from Pereira that flew into the top corner. They've offered very little going forward so far. Alaba's challenge on Mata is deemed legal. Ribery. Hummels. Opened up for Nicolas Süle. He's got a double deflection as well on the way through. And the final deflection just took the sting off the ball enough for David De Gea to get a grab of it. Did well to react. Certainly packed a punch from Süle. And Bailly caught the initial brunt of it. And the second deflection off Ander Herrera fell kindly for David De Gea. Would have been an unlikely goal scorer if Nicolas Süle would have rattled that in from just outside the penalty area. Did score a couple of times last season for Bayern in the Bundesliga. Funnily enough, one of them came against Niko Kovac's side. He was Eintracht Frankfurt at the end of April in a 4-1 win. Only 22, turn 23 until the start of September, a month's time. Still looking to really firmly establish his place as the future of Bayern at the heart of the defence. Alexis Sanchez. The referee just tells him to get up following the challenge. The cover was good. Physical challenge between Fred and Kimmich. Brazilian able to deal with him. There's been plenty to encourage, certainly, Niko Kovac from his team in this first half. Obviously, Mourinho's side, though, have been compact and hard to break down. Certainly the Manchester United manager would like to see them play a little more adventurous. They could be behind here. And it was difficult on the run for Frank Ribery. In the end, he kicked the ball against himself. Sola. Javi Martinez. Hummels. Ribery again. It's Thiago. Being happy to switch play to the far side. And Robin has a chance just to move the ball on again as Sula advances again. Now Thiago, Gnabry, Lindelof in the way along with Andreas Pereira. Fred just starts to advance. Hummels is covering. Taken down by Ribery on towards Thiago. Cover from Darmian was good. And Manchester United's cover and scramble defence has been pretty good. This is the effort from Ribery. Just got it wrong. So he tried to hit it. Thiago's take. De Gea with a huge leap and fist away from danger. Muller, can they get themselves in front before half-time? Bayern spent much of the first half in the Manchester United half without overly worrying Manchester United, it must be said. Hummels. Again, lots and lots of red shirts forward. Let's go right round the back, but difficult for Joshua Kimmich. Muller was trying to get there as well. Extravagant ball once again from Hummels with the outside of his right foot. Just wouldn't come round enough for either of the two red shirts arriving in the penalty area. This side has certainly been the better and the more adventurous. Drawn a blank so far. Neuer's had mainly a watching brief. A few little forays outside his penalty area. Well into that 1 minute of time that's being added on. Off for Rashford to chase. This time he does win the throw. As we got to the end of the first half, Manchester United will end it somewhere they've rarely been in this first period, and that's in the Bayern half. Pereira. Breaks for Alaba. Gnabry will chase with Bailly. Challenged by the Ivorian again. Well, in terms of defensive shape and their defending, Manchester United have been solid and very efficient so far, but there's been very little intent from Jose Mourinho's side. All the good approach play, all the good work, all the attacking play has come from the home side, but bar a couple of efforts, one from Serge Gnabry and the other from Thiago, they haven't really tested David De Gea in the Manchester United goal. They'll be hoping to do that more in the second half. Half-time in the Allianz Arena. It's Bayern Munich 0, Manchester United 0.